What's going on, guys? So we did just recently get an ability awakening patch for a couple of units, and I've been asked the question, is Jiraiya finally meta? His 7-star awakening combined with his new global exclusive buffs, and not only his awakening but his enhancements, is he good enough to use in content? And we'll say yes. So let's get into it right now, guys. Let's talk about Jiraiya and how meta he is. Is he the top of the cream of the crop? Is he just usable now? So let's go over his ability awakenings. He's gotten quite a few here. Conceal Technique, Blade Carry, 6 protections in Demon Spark, as well as Kuji Seal, which unlock 2 more awakened abilities. So he's basically got 7 new enhancements from his enhancements. So the first one here is going to be Conceal Technique. This one's pretty small. It gives him a little bit more attack and magic. 30% attack and magic. He's a hybrid unit. That's fine. Takes 3 Mirage stacks here instead of the typical 2 Mirage stacks at the start of the fight. So you can be able to get hit 3 times by physical attacks for free. That's fine. Makes him a little bit more tankier at the start of the fight. Blade Carry. 100% attack and magic. When equipped with Katana, that's going to be amazing. So you definitely want to get Blade Carry because he is a hybrid unit. 6 protections, increases fire, ice, lightning, water, wind, and earth resistance by 50% for 5 turns to all allies, and negates 1 physical damage attack taken for 1 turn to all allies as well. Very, very, very strong supportive skill. So now you can have like a chaining unit that has an incredibly strong supportive skill. Because as we move into a lot of content, we even have it right now in the game. A lot of 10-mans do this, as well as some other trials. They'll do an AoE magic and an AoE physical attack at the same time. You can't counter both of those. With Jiraiya and your team on those turns, you can use this to negate 1 physical damage attack taken for 1 turn to all ally. You can use that to block, one of the AoE physical attacks going out while your magic tank covers all of the AoE magic damage going out. So that's very strong there. And then obviously he also has the 50% resist all on there as well, which most chaining characters usually don't have as an offering for utility to your party. That's pretty strong there. Demon Spark comes in with fire, lightning, and dark resistance down by 90% for 5 turns to all enemies. The multiplier is very low, 6.0 hybrid, and it doesn't chain. It's a 1-hit chain finisher. Last but definitely not least, here is going to be Kuji Seal. +2, it's going to give you 150% attack and magic buff for 5 turns to the caster, negate 3 physical damage attacks taken to the caster for 3 turns, as well as enable Purgatory Fire Slash +2 in Thunder Strike Stance +2. This is going to give him a little bit more of an oomph as far as damage dealing skills go before you can get his limit burst off. We'll talk about that in a second as well. So Purgatory Fire Slash +2 and Thunder Strike Slash +2 give him new chaining families or new skills for pre-existing chaining families he already has. Now Purgatory Fire Slash +2 is a 9.9 multiplier, so it's not super high for a hybrid attack. It's a little bit lower than like the Frivia families are doing. 50% fire and peril, and it's the King's Glaive chaining family, so not the most popular chaining family out there. Thunder Strike Stance +2 though, 7.7 multiplier. A little bit lower than even Purgatory Fire Slash. The Octaslash chaining family, and does 50% lightning and pro, but this does give him some serviceable skills to chain with as a chainer before you get that limit burst off. And we'll talk about the limit burst because the limit burst here, remember, was changed at 7-star to be Toad Art Raiden upgraded. Now, the upgraded version gives you access to Shadow Dragon Roar, True Purgatory Fire Slash, and True Thunder Strike Stance, which are very important skills for him because those are his big damage dealing skills, right? True Purgatory Fire Slash is a 16 times modifier King's Glaive chain frames with the fire and peril of 50%. True Thunder Strike Slash 12 times mod, Octaslash chaining frame, and then Shadow Dragon Roar 18 times mod. His best skill is also Divine Ruination chaining frame. So now with his enhancements, he's got some nice utility, and he's got a little bit of setup for himself, and he can actually chain with some chaining families before he gets his limit burst off. Is he the creme de la creme, cream of the crop, pushing the power tier beyond its most power tier of all time? Is he top of the times in this meta? No, he's not. Is he serviceable? If he's your only 7-star, can you feel confident in being like, I need, to clean up a bunch of trials still? I've just gotten into this game. Can Jiraiya be used with a lot of the 7-star users out there? Yeah, he's got a lot of chaining families now. He's got Divine Ruination after his limit burst. He's got Octaslash. Okay, he's got Kingslave, which is pretty rare. No, but there are some other characters out there who are being used that have the Kingslave family. Yoon's out there with Kingslave family. The hardest part about using Jiraiya as your primary chainer is, unless you're using Divine Ruination, the other 2 chaining families gonna be a little bit harder to find. You might find some Sephiroth out there for the Octaslash chaining frames and stuff like that. But outside of that, it's gonna be a little bit hard to find the right friend unit for you. That's gonna be the hardest part of using Jiraiya. But with that being said, it's not too difficult to get his limit burst off. It's only 24 crystals. And before you get that off, he offers up some nice chaining skills with these new enhancements. Okay, guys. And some utility on top of this. So, you know, is he good enough to be considered a part of the meta? I'd say yes. Is he at the top of the meta? Definitely not. Is he more than usable? Yes. So Jiraiya, you know, with his global exclusive changes, he's not a total joke, guys. He's not an actual joke, not a real meme. So hopefully this is going to be a little bit interesting for you guys to go ahead and look at when going with Jiraiya. Now, in addition to Jiraiya, there were some other enhancements available here. Watto, as you can see, he's got some Quake chaining frames. If you're trying to clean up some 10-mans now, you can take Earth Evasion Split or Split Evasion 2 in there. Maybe use the Quake chainer to chain. But his other 2 skills also can help you through a lot of the 10-mans. He's got AoE 100% Earth and Light and buffs there with Light Wall and Dirt Wall technique, and he's got 30% damage mitigation. Not good enough to be a part of a 5-man party for traditional trials, but maybe squeeze him in there for a 10-man if you're looking for those effects. Oga, he does have an AoE cover now on Scuffle Guard here. 60% proc rate, though, is pretty low, but it'll probably proc anyway. He gets 100% counter boost with Militant, and he gets a 30% damage mitigation on his Carnage How Provoke. So, kind of like a fun little tank to mess around with, but nothing really outside of that. Kaede is the last one here, probably the least one. All right, she didn't really have a real use before outside of TMR. Battle Princess's Descent gets a little bit buffed. Cry of the Warbird, 200% High Tide for a little bit for your whole party, but that's not enough to put her into your team. And then Halberd Dance, really not all that great. It's got the Firm Punch chain family, which I didn't even know that was a chaining family. So, but that's gonna be Jiraiya. Is he part of the meta? I'm gonna give him my official meta stamp of approval. Is he at the top echelon of the meta? No. Is he a joke? No, he's just somewhere in the middle of the pack, hanging out with the boy, with Nyx, hanging out with Yoon, hanging out there. A little bit harder to use than a lot of the other characters by a tiny bit, and that's really what holds him back. You want to get that limit burst off, but his enhancements help him with that sort of thing there. So if you want to see more stuff like this, guys, go ahead, hit me up with a sub and follow so you can be notified of when my content is released. Thanks for all my Patreon supporters. You guys are fantastic. Look forward to more stuff for Patreon on YouTube soon as I get over whatever this is.